Greetings, gamers, and welcome to my Ramble number 9. I think it's 9, but I might be wrong, so I'm just gonna call it 9, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But yeah, I mean, we haven't done a Ramble in I think it's been 11 months now. Now, I have done smaller Rambles between, but they were about specific topics, and they weren't a very big overall Ramble. So this one's gonna be quite diverse. So the subjects for today are actually going to be something about in-game, so the updates we've had recently, like Desert Treasure 2, Awoken versions, Blood Torva, my Ironman current progress, the goals on the account, the clan I'm in, the events we've done recently, including a clan v clan event, the collection log, my new unranked group Ironman series, and afterwards we'll finish it off with some in real life topics, such as my current update in terms of my work and my career, and also the Europe trip that I'm planning in around a few weeks, actually. So, yeah, I'm also going to be pausing a bit, taking down notes. So I'm going to try to write timestamps because it helps quite a bit. And yeah, so I mean, without further ado, we can just jump straight into the content. So the first topic here is Desert Treasure 2. So Desert Treasure 2 was released last month, and so far it's been pretty cool. However, I've been kind of slacking on it. I don't know why. It's not that the content itself is bad. I'm just very burnt in terms of Desert Treasure 2. Now, the content itself is really cool. It's well made. The bosses are very engaging, and there's a lot of depth to it. And the rings are cool. Virtus is very good niche, and so on. However, I don't know what's wrong. I just kind of lost the urge to PVM and in high intensity. I'd rather just recline more and AFK and just chill, focus, watch movies, watch TV shows, edit videos, and so on. So the Desert Treasure 2 bosses haven't really been touched so much. Currently, I'm around 250 Vardorvis and 150 Duke, and that's it, which is really nothing compared to other gamers out there who've finished rings already and finished certain bosses entirely as well. So I'm slacking on that department. I don't know when I'll go back into it. One thing that really concerns me is once the combat achievements come out for the DT2 bosses, I'm going to lose my Zakhelm. And it might take me a while to get it back because I'm just way too rusty on some of these bosses. And I haven't even done Whisper yet, and I haven't even done Leviathan either. So that's going to be quite a fun learning curve to learn for the combat achievements. Now, also in terms of Blood Torva, I haven't even touched it. I'm not sure how many orbs I have in the bank. Let me check, actually. I have 14 orbs, which is actually really lucky for my kill count, by the way. But that's not enough for the Blood Torva grind. And I also have an alt, but it's not really geared enough or high enough level for it to be able to do the Awoken versions. Doesn't mean I have the quest done as well, so that's going to be a pain. But that's a problem I'll have to deal with. And yeah, that's just overall for DT2. I feel like once I come back from my Europe trip in a month and a half, I'll have more motivation to grind it and maybe go for the CAs and maybe one green log. I'm not sure yet. Maybe just the CAs and leave, honestly, because it's just not something I see myself grinding in the near future. But maybe it'll change in the future. So, yeah, that's for DT2 discussions of the Awoken versions too. I think the concept of the orbs is really, really clever from Jagex in terms of the main economy, because you have casual players that are killing the boss for money that can make quite a decent amount of money from selling the orbs. And you have giga gamers that are trying to rush the content that are buying orbs and dumping their cash tech on it. So, a very cool concept from Jagex to introduce that. The only thing I dislike about it is it punishes irons quite significantly. Now, I know that we're self-imposed as a game mode, and we choose to restrict ourselves, which is completely fair. I don't really see a solution to it. The only real solution is either go for all green logs of all the bosses and use your 100 orbs on it and be sure to be really good, or you make a main and you train the main and practice on the main. So there is a way to work around it. But the concept itself is cool, and I wouldn't mind if they use it more often elsewhere. I don't even. I was trying to think of like a solution to make it so that irons can practice the awakened versions without actually having to grind an orb. But everything just feels weird. Any ideas I had. So honestly, it's fine as it is, in my opinion. And yeah, very cool concept. I'm happy that Jagex introduced it that way. So yeah, let's go to the next topic here, which is Ironman Goals. So let me just write down the timestamp. So I've been kind of like circling around in terms of my Ironman goals. I either like try to grind something as hard as I can, or I'm just like giga laxed on it or relaxed on it. So I'm not gonna spoil too much because my videos are a little bit behind. But my current goals right now used to be wildy completion. So that includes like all the bosses, revenants, the eternal glory. However, I'm not really getting lucky on some of the pets, like Calvarion and Spindle. I'm not dry. I just haven't spooned it, which kind of sucks. Maybe I'm just ungrateful. And I kind of started getting burnt from the wilderness. Like, the Revenant grind really took a toll out of me, honestly. Like, that grind was brutal. Because you'd have to deal with PKers, and they were always, like, most of the time they were garbage. They would always land a TB on you because of the mechanics of ref caves for teleporting out, which is so cringe. I'm so happy they're fixing that. It's such a stupid idea. That's an issue on its own. And it really burnt me out hard. So I've been really relaxing on that. My main goal, however, is mostly the 2K ToA cape, which I'll discuss later because that's like a whole topic on its own. And yeah, I'm just kind of just having fun, going clogging. I've really been enjoying clue scrolls. I've been doing a lot of Mass Callisto, which is, if you don't know, it's a way to grind elite clues for irons, but also for mains, where you enter Callisto with 10 people, and you just shoot it down. You get around 100 kills an hour, and in those 100 kills, you have a 1 in 50 chance to get an elite clue with Ring of Wealth imbued, which is really crazy, by the way. That's like a really insane rate for clue scrolls. So we would be doing that and grinding our clue scrolls. And I've been doing openings. I've been opening 100 elite caskets and streaming it on Twitch. And it's actually really fun to stream it on Twitch too. And every time I get like something good, the reaction is always great to have it live and have people watch. So yeah, I've been really lucky, by the way, so far. I think I might like actually just go for like elite clue completion, which is really cringe because I don't think I'll ever get it unless I get really lucky. Because right now I think I'm around 1/6 of the drop rate, which is like nothing for the amount of clues I've done. But if I get really lucky, I can maybe spoon it to completion. Currently, I'm 5 out of 10 tuxedo pieces. I'm missing 5 tuxedo pieces. I'm missing 1 of the regular uniques, and I'm also missing 2 of the Giga Mega Rares, which is like the Ring of Nature and the Lava Dragon Mask, which are very rare from elites. So I might get blocks from those eventually, but that's perfectly fine. But they've been really fun to do. Like, I know a lot of people dislike elites, but I personally kind of enjoy them. I think they're very chill, and the rewards are dog shit. Like, I'll fully admit to that, dog shit rewards. But the clues itself are really fun to solve, and it's like one thing that I find interesting about clue scrolls is I don't like actively grinding clue scrolls. Like, if I'm thieving ham members and just doing clues nonstop, like, it's okay. I don't mind it, but it's just not something I can see myself doing long term. But Callisto, it's like the exception, because you get clues so uncommonly, and the entire time you're PVMing, your boss kill count just goes up. And I just passed 15,000 Callisto, by the way, this morning, which is disgusting, by the way. But it's so chill. It's so AFK. I've been just AFKing there and working on like my editing or on working and so on. So it's quite chill, and I really enjoy it. So I do intend to do more Callisto, even if I greenlog it, which I haven't greenlogged it, by the way. I'm still missing the freaking ring, which is so cringe. But when I greenlog it, I probably will keep doing it, just maybe not as intensely, but I'll still be doing it whenever I have downtime because it is really fun. And yeah, so that's my goals in there. So yeah, 2K ToA cape will be completion. I've also trying to do some GOTR. Like, I'm trying to find something else to do to go for greenlog. Like, I really, really want to do Slayer, but I kind of want to hold it off as well because I want to finish Wildy first. Because I know for a fact if I give up on Wildy, I'm never gonna go back because it's just so AIDS. But maybe that's a healthy thing to do, you know. Maybe I should just quit Wildy and come back later when it's maybe during DMM or something when it's more relaxed. That could be a good alternative as well. But yeah, I've been really itching to do Konar Slayer and Neve and trying to do Jad and Infernal tasks to get those pets and work on PVM section. But it's just like so much PVMing to do, and I just always want to relax whenever I play the game. You know, I just want to chill, which is so bad because I have nothing left to AFK. I could work on like Rune Dragons and Addy Dragons, but then if I finish those, I literally have nothing else to do. I've been also doing Gorax, which is a decent way to get keys, crystal keys for the Dragonstone armor pieces, but it's only 4 keys an hour, which is dog shit, and you get around 2 hards an hour, which is pretty cool too. So I could maybe do that too as well, but I don't feel like I'm progressing my account too fast by doing it that way. And I don't know, I'm losing motivation, which is really sad because I should be motivated to play. This game is still fun to me. It's just, I guess I'm lazy. Maybe that's what's wrong. Maybe I'm lazy. Oh, that's unfortunate. But yeah, I'm currently at 1,290 collection lock slots, so I'm getting really close to 1,300. Now, by the way, the video footage you're watching is not actually live. I'm currently just fishing bombs, but I recorded myself doing some solo ToAs. Figured that'll be more entertaining to watch than me fishing bombs. So hopefully you enjoy that. But yeah, so we can talk about ToA now, because ToA is a big topic. Let me just write down the timestamp. So I'm currently working on the 2K ToA cape, which would be green log. So my videos right now, I think I'm at 1,200 ToA, but I'm actually about to hit 1,800 soon. I am currently 1,781 kill count. So I'm 219 kill count away from 2K cape, which is freaking crazy. Like, I've been really grinding it hard. And fun fact, ToA's been released for exactly a year as of this video recording goes live. So, yeah, that's pretty nuts if you think about it. That's like, what, 5 ToAs a day since release on average? God damn, I need to give myself a life or something, huh? Sheesh. But yeah, so... Okay, and I've been doing a lot of solo 150s, which is really weird to think about. Like, the purple chance is atrocious. It's so garbage. You barely ever see purples. It's like a just under 2% chance to see a purple per raid. But the raids can be anywhere between like 18 to 20 minutes. And they're very consistent in terms of speed time as well. Like, I'm trying to go for a faster time. Like, I'd like to get a sub 18. And maybe even beat Heffy's PB so I can flex on him. Or Sunshine's PB, which is a 17:10 or something, which is really fast. I don't think I'll be able to beat that. But I'll be willing to try. And yeah, so I've also been doing some CC 300s. So with the clan, sometimes I would ask if anyone wants to do 300s and maybe do some 3 to 5 mans. They're slower, but they're kind of fun, and I get some expert kill counts, and people get decent purple rates, and they're pretty easy. And I also been doing some 400s with some gamers that I met, and we haven't been potting as often, honestly, because it's just people are burnt from ToA. It's pretty obvious, like, everyone's burnt from ToA, which is why I really just want to finish it and get it done and move on and focus on chambers. So my goal in terms of like my main goal, so the way that I function is I split my goals in 3 sections. I have a low intensity, high intensity, and a medium intensity section. So my low intensity right now is like something like Gorax and Callisto if there's a team, which is super chill. My med intensity is doing PVMing, like for example, will be completion. And my high intensity currently is just raids, so ToA. And the objective is once I get the 2K ToA cape, I'll only have chambers left for green log raid section. But I won't full send chambers. I think chambers is fun, CMs. The only issue with CMs is that it's hard to like do a long session. Like for ToA, I can send 10 hours straight of ToA. If on a weekend, if I have no work, like nothing to worry about, full weekend of ToA, no issue. But with CMs, I can't do that. Like I can do 2 or 3 and then I'm burnt, which is really bad in terms of grinding 2,000 CMs. So what I'll do is I'll be chipping away at CMs slowly. And I think the goal will be 1 CM a day on average, so 7 a week essentially. which is very reasonable. So I can do like maybe 7 on a weekend day and then call it a week. And at the same time, I also want to start working on next. I think it's really cringe. I don't have Torva yet. I should really get it. So I'll be working on next. And of course, DT2 bosses and trying to PVM more and get some PVM section green logs. And afterwards, I'll also like to work on Konar Slayer, complete the Dust Mystic, which would also green log the Slayer section in the collection log, which is really cool. And once that's done, I would go back to Neve and try to get all the other bosses I have remaining. I would be tempted to do some Wildy Slayer too. Wildy Slayer is really fun, and the Barrage tasks are really good for clues. So that's a good alternative as well. But yeah, my ToA grind is coming to an end. Currently, I'm estimating that I'll be finished with ToA in maybe November if I degen. Maybe more like December if I'm more casually playing, which is probably what's going to happen. Which is still very reasonable. My initial goal at the beginning of the year was to finish 2K ToA by the end of the year. So I'm definitely pacing that, which is cool. Oh, I got a clue scroll. Neat. And damn, I'm so bad. I can't talk and do clues at the same. Dude, jeez. Fishing, man. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah. So we can move on to the CC events, or more like the clan and CC events. Let me just read the timestamp, 1624. So in terms of the clan, I'm still in 07 Iron. I've been having a lot of fun here. I like how I just showed you my clan, but I'm not even showing this screen. Oh my god, I'm so cooked. Jeez. Yes, so I'm in 07 Iron, and I've been here for 4 years now, maybe 4 or 3 years. I think it's 4 years now. It's been quite a long time, and it's been really fun. We've been having a lot of events. We recently did a PVM comp against Iron Clan. We unfortunately lost, but it was really fun, and you can expect a full video on that in like a month or two, whenever it's up to date. But it was a really fun event we did, and we plan to do it more often, maybe in like a year. And we're also planning to do a race comp soon, probably in mid-October or mid-November. I'm not entirely sure when exactly. And that's really fun too. It's essentially like 2 teams race to a finish line, and there's like tiles for each as you progress to the race, and certain paths and so on. So it's a really cool concept. But yeah, that's just CC events. I just wanted to talk about the clan quickly. We also changed the requirement, by the way. Like our clan used to be no requirements, but now we have added a 1500 total requirement. The reason for that is because the clan is so full. Like, we get new members literally every single day. We get 2 to 3 people, and we have to make sure that like some new people that want to join can still get in. So we've been quite pushy on that, which is unfortunate for some, but 1500 total is very reasonable. I think if you get to that 1500 total, I think you're basically entering a mid game. So it's basically mid-game requirement, I guess, to join the clan now. And beginner Castia, let's go! Back to fishing. Yeah, and so I guess we can move on to the next topic, which is YouTube. Now, I'm going to write this timestamp, 1830. So yeah, my YouTube channel's been doing really good recently. It's been going up and down though, to be fair, but I think overall it's in a very good spot. It's been a lot of fun too to do. I used to really dislike editing, but Saint Shiba recommended me a different software called what the hell is it called again, dude? How did I forget this? DaVinci. Damn, dude, that took me a while to click. DaVinci Resolve, which is a free software, by the way, and it's so good. It's so powerful. It has so many tools, and I've only scratched the surface in terms of like what you can do on it. And I intend to learn a little bit more as I progress through episodes. And I've also been really taking title and thumbnail seriously. I've been investing a lot of time in making them, and it pays off really, really well. By the way, if you have a YouTube channel, the title and the thumbnail is one of the most important things. Whenever someone sees the video, that's the first thing they see before even watching it. So you can have the best video in the world, but if your thumbnail and title is garbage, no one's gonna click it, which sucks. So it's very important to invest time in there. And I learned that after, what, 30 episodes? I'm a little slow, I guess. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I was also on the ToA cast recently, which is cool. And let me just take a sip of water. Oh my gosh, dude. I'm talking too much. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, so I was on the ToA cast recently, which was a lot of fun. Something I was trying to, well, not trying to do, something that I was like interested or never figured out ever be on there, because I've been following those podcasts since day one. And yes, also we can talk about my uGIM series. So 2035. So I made a uGIM series for the meme. And actually, before I forget, for my YouTube, if you guys have any recommendations for like channel growth, suggestions, video ideas, guides, let me know. I have recently, which actually when this video goes out, you guys would have seen it, but I recently edited and uploaded a guide for master clue juggling, which is really useful, a good resource to have for the collectional community. So if you have any other ideas, feel free to let me know. I can make a guide on it. It just takes me like half a day during a weekend. I just degen, learn the content, master it, ask questions to people, and make a video. So it's cool. And yeah, so for the uGIM, sorry about that. So the unranked group Ironman series that I started. Now this is an idea I had on edibles, like I think it was like 4 months ago with UG, and I remember mentioning it to him, and we were both high as shit, of course. And he laughed so hard about the idea, like he found it hilarious. And I remember telling myself, I'm like, shit, should I really do this? And the issue about the concept is that it's quite expensive, because the GIM shop sells items at like ridiculous prices. Like the Dragon Warhammer is 250 mil, to give you an idea. So that's like what, like an 8 times markup or something crazy. So the gear that I ended up buying was worth 1 bill, which is quite a lot of money. And I had a lot of money on my alt from ToA and PVMing and dupes and so on. So the money wasn't really the issue for me. It was just like the time commitment. And the time commitment ended up not being too hard because I was mostly just doing it on the side. So what I did is I made a level 3 group iron, deranked it. I joined the GIM shop. They sold me the supplies and the gear. And then I AFK'd. So the current plan was up for the series was episode 1 would be the it would be me just like getting the shit, training, getting a fire cape. Then episode 2 would be me training melee with the fire cape, getting to, my initial goal was 85 melees, but that took way too long. When I get 70, I went straight to top. And so the goal was to train melees, and then that'll be episode 2. And then episode 3 would be to TOB until I got a purple, and then sell the purple on the GIB shop and see what my profits are. Now, I swapped it a bit. Essentially, episode 2 is going to be the exact same thing. However, I did a regular TOB and a hard mode TOB completion on episode 2, which I haven't edited yet. Everything's recorded. Currently, my GIM is 4 top KC, 3 of which being normal, and 1 expert. Expert, what am I saying? Not expert, sorry, I mean hard mode. And man, I can't focus to do clues at the same. I got a medium clue, dude. How am I streaking so many clues all of a sudden? That's so crazy. Shit, I'm missing. Fuck. Okay. So yeah, honestly, like I thought the series would do like super well. I honestly expected it to have more views than my main Ironman series, but it wasn't the case, unfortunately. And I think the reason for it is because it's a touchy subject for most people. Like anyone who's a group Ironman or an unranked group Ironman will not like watching that, because that just makes fun of their game mode. And at the same time, mains who watch that are just gonna cringe or won't understand what the premise is. And I feel like a lot of people that were watching the video, they didn't seem to understand that it was just like a meme. Like in no way is that series taken seriously. And in no way do I endorse it. In no way I think it's a good idea. I think Group Ironman is a cringe game mode, honestly. And a lot of hate from the video. My like and dislike ratio was the worst from any video by a mile. To give you an idea, the average like to dislike ratio of all my videos is around a 97%. And the group Ironman series, episode 1, got a 77% like dislike ratio, which is atrocious. I've never had something that bad, which is horrible. And a lot of negative comments too, which was really funny to read, by the way. So I actually was about to just fully scrap the series entirely, just sell back my gear and take a loss. So currently, if I sell back my gear, I'm estimating around a 300 mil loss, which, let's just say, wasn't necessarily worth it so far. But at the same time, like, GP is kind of meaningless to me, so it's fun to try something new that no one's ever done before. And I don't regret it necessarily. I think it was funny, and Top is fun. But now I think what I'll do is I'll just play it passively on the side whenever I'm really bored, and until I get a purple. I'll try to upload episode 2 probably next week or the week after. And episode 3 might take me several months. Like, it might actually take me several months. Like, I'm not lying. Because I don't top often. Because if I'm willing to PVM, I'll just do a ToA. So the only times I top is when, like, I'm giga burnt from ToA or just bored and I want to top. So, yeah, it's not ideal. And, yeah, that's the uGIM series. It's honestly really fun to top. Like, straight up, top is such a beautiful piece of content. If you haven't topped before, I would recommend topping. Like, just top. The Year of Blood is amazing. The content itself is so fun. It's so satisfying. There's so much to learn. You can learn stuff as intense as like POC tanking, stacking Maiden, 5-tick scythe walking. It's really, really awesome. And it's so satisfying once you master it. So please, if you haven't topped before, just start topping. Trust me. Just do it. And yeah, that's the uGIM series. Now, that's all my topics I had in terms of OSRS. So, is there anything else I'm forgetting? Let me just think for like 2 seconds. I don't think so. I think that's everything. Yeah, I guess we can move on to in real life then. So, okay, so in terms of in real life, should I do Europe first or should I talk about, you know what, let's do Europe first, because Europe first is more, I think more people are going to be intrigued for the Europe trip. So I'm leaving to Europe in the end of August, and I'm coming back middle of September, back home. And I've never been to Europe before, by the way, so this is the first time. So the plan is pretty insane. So actually, like, initially it was supposed to be just me and Sweepstakes. Sweepstakes is a leader in our clan. And then we had a few other people that, like, learned about it. They're like, oh shit, can I join? And I'm like, sure. So the current plan for the trip is me and Sweep, we meet up in London. And then we have Abe and UG meet us there. And we rent out a hostel. And then we also have Aiden that's going to meet us there. So we're going to be 5 guys and we're going to chill in London together. We might also go to Cambridge, maybe travel around. I'm not very familiar with what to do in Europe exactly, so it'll be a lot of like last minute planning, I would assume. And yeah, so we'll do London. Then afterwards, Aiden's gonna ditch us. We're gonna go to France and Belgium, which is really neat. I speak fluent French, but the other guys, they don't speak any French, so it should be a lot of fun. But the other issue too is I don't speak France French. I speak Quebecer French, which is it's equivalent to saying like you speak English in the United Kingdom versus English in America. Like it's still English. You can still talk to each other, but there's some expressions and words that one may use that the other person will not understand. So it should be fun. And yeah, I'm really excited. I'm not like I'm excited for the trip, but honestly, going to like France, it's like, I don't know. I don't feel excited about France. I feel more excited about like United Kingdom and all the other countries actually. So yeah, we're gonna do France, Belgium. Then afterwards, we're going to Prague. Then we're going to Germany, and then we're going to Amsterdam to finish off the trip. Now, when we go to Prague, we have Ragni meeting us there. When we go to Belgium, we have Bort meeting us there. We also, when we go to Amsterdam, we have Huncake, Curry, and Lepe meeting us there, which is insane. That's like literally 9 people right there. Is that 9? Did I count that right? Maybe not, whatever. But yeah, that's really neat. A few other people are going to meet us around too. Most people are just going to meet us like for one day, you know, at a bar or something, which is perfectly fine. Like, my intention is to get drunk and try different beers, just chill, travel around, visit the countries, learn about the culture, and yes, I'm like, oh man, I'm so excited, dude. Yeah, you have no idea. Like, I've been wanting to do this trip since I was 19, so it's finally time. And don't worry, by the way, I'm still gonna be uploading videos weekly. I'm actually like degenning YouTube right now, trying to schedule upload all these videos in advance. And you know, everyone makes fun of me for having like a 2-month backlog, but this is the reason. I can still upload weekly and I'll not even be in the same country. Which is gonna be really funny every Saturday morning seeing a video drop. And because honestly, like right now I'm editing. I finished editing episode 73, and I don't remember the episode that's coming out this weekend. Like, I literally don't remember what I did. Like, I'll probably watch it and it'll be fresh to me, which is fun because I edited like a month ago because I was getting ready for this trip. And yeah, so that's it. Country order, meet up friends, visit Europe, and yeah, that's about it, I guess. Damn, I forgot to write the timestamp. I'll have to go check. So yeah, that's in terms of the Europe trip. Like, man, I honestly, like, I love beers. I'm such a beer addict, which is so bad for my health. But like, man, IPAs, blonde beers, like, oh dude, I can't stop drinking them. They're so good. Especially certain IPAs, I get addicted, dude. Drink like 2, 3, and they're like, oh, they're so wonderful. Tastes amazing. Yes, so I guess that's it for Europe. Now we can move to in real life work. So now I actually have the timestamp because I actually looked. So I left. Okay, so there's a lot to talk about. I have another clue scroll. What the hell is happening? Holy shit, beginner clue. Man, that's so cool. So yeah, so I actually left. So I used to work at a certain company for 15 months, and then I left. And there was several reasons why I left, and I think I discussed some of it in the last ramble that was released last year in September. And essentially, like, I was working a job that was fun. Like, the work itself was really it was fun. It was challenging. I learned a lot. I was pushing myself, but it just wasn't something I could see myself surviving long term. Like, I was getting burnt. I hit a depression at one point. If you look back in my like old videos, in January of 2021, I hit a depression, and it wasn't like a diagnosed one. It's just kind of, I guess it's self-diagnosed. Like, I realized later that I was depressed, and then figured it out, got out of it eventually through the gym. Actually, thanks, shout out gym, dude. Gym is amazing. There was no that. So essentially, like, the gyms were closed. I was getting shafted at work. I got treated giga unfairly. I don't want to go into the details of that, but if ever I talk to people off stream, off camera, I'll be willing to say it. But yeah, I got like shafted. It was like, essentially there was an opportunity, and I basically got told to fuck off. Like, that's me saying it without like leaking anything crucial or giving any information. It's not actually what happened, but you get the concept. And I kind of got burned because I remember just like driving home from work and just telling myself, like, what's the point? Like, and I was degenning, by the way. Like, I was pumping like 55-hour weeks, working late, grinding, always doing the extra mile. I forgot my spade, god damn it. Always going the extra mile, helping out everyone, doing everything I could. And I remember telling myself, like, what's the point of this? Like, why am I like working so hard that I'm burning myself out, and then I don't get rewarded for it? So I decided, you know what? Like, I think like I should maybe leave. But I didn't feel like leaving too, because I knew for a fact that the job that I was working at that time was quite good for my my career in terms of like first job. So I was like really torn on what to do. And eventually I just decided, you know what, screw this. This is not worth it for me anymore. I need to leave. And I started applying elsewhere. And as soon as I started applying, like, I got an offer so fast, it was insane. Like, the back then, I'm not sure if it's still the case today. It might still be. But the market for engineering was really crazy. There was such a huge demand and not a big supply. And the skill set that I have learned from that company was very specific and applicable to like most it's essentially an aerospace company. Like, most aerospace companies would want that. And so when I left and I started applying to other aerospace companies, they knew me, like they knew my name because they saw my work. Shit, I was like, what the hell? So yeah, essentially I got an offer and I left. And holy shit, like, so the last ramble I did was the transition between when I gave my 2-week notice and the break before starting the job. And wow, night and day difference. Like the work is still difficult, it's still challenging, that hasn't changed. However, the stress that's induced is so much lower, which honestly, like, if anyone works a job that's stressing you out, just try to leave, especially if you're young. Like, you can definitely handle it, like your body can handle stress, but the toll it has on your body is just not worth it long term. Trust me, it's just not worth it. You're better off relaxing, chilling, taking it easy. Now, I know people are different. Some people might have a personality where they want to work, they want to grind, they want to push, which is perfectly fine if that's the case. Like, for example, Iron Stevo, he grinds 100-hour weeks at work, and that's just his style. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine. If you can do it, do it. But for me personally, that doesn't work for me. I do not want to do that. I want to relax. I want to chill. I want to go home, crack a beer, play some RuneScape. That's what I want to do. So, yeah, I learned a lot from that transition. I also learned that, so one thing that I learned from Stevo, actually, which I need to give a massive shout out to this guy, dude, Iron Stevo, he essentially taught me that when you work, now this is specific for like white collar work, it might not apply for other fields or departments or other companies, but for me specifically it does apply. So you can maybe try to see if it applies for you, and if not, you can completely ignore me and call me a shitter in the comments, whichever you want. But essentially, he explained to me how most people when they work, they're bad at their job. The average worker is bad at their job. So if you can work at around an 80% efficiency, we can call it, where you grind, you do your stuff, but you're chilling. You're not devoting 100% of your energy on it. You're devoting 80% of your energy on it. And whenever something bad happens and you have to up the pace, you maybe up to 95%, 100% for temporarily, but you don't actually always stay at 100%. And what that does is that you're always really just relaxed and you're always providing a consistent work. So your input at work is always going to be consistent. And if ever, for example, something happens where you feel burned or something happens in real life, girlfriend, whatever, something happens, and you lose motivation, it won't be as apparent to your managers, which is completely true. And it actually happened exactly to me at the other company, because I was always grinding, and then I hit a depression, and let's just say I was doing 105%, and then all of a sudden, 80%, 75%, 60%, and then I started getting shit. And then I started pushing back, and it was like a roller coaster up and down, of motivation. And that is very apparent. And that is very bad too. It doesn't look good. And I was also pushing too hard, and I was always trying to do more. I was always accepting more work. Every time there was an issue, I was the first to volunteer. I'll do it. I got it. I'll solve it. And I think it ended up biting me in the ass long term. And I've learned that now my mentality is completely different. Now I do my work, and I'm always quiet. I'm always chilling. When I'm in meetings, I don't talk as much. When I'm, I don't spend as much time socializing with other people. I'm just kind of just chilling now. Do my own thing. Go home. And I do my hours too. Go home. I don't work over. Sometimes I'll work a little bit more when there's like certain days, but it's not going to be something that's permanent. It's only occurs when it needs to, temporarily. And I've been very clear too with my manager. Like the workload I have currently is quite a lot. It's definitely more than one person. My workload actually right now, it should be 3 people, which is kind of nuts to say it that way, but 3 is maybe exaggerating, maybe more like 2. But I'm managing alone because of my experience in the other company, and I know what I'm doing. And at the same time, I'm really chill about it. So it's really just nice. And yeah, I have to shout out Stevo. The way that he explained it to me, like I probably explained it so poorly though, but the way that he explained it to me was just like really well said, and it just clicked. And I hope it clicks for you as well. And if it doesn't, then I'm sorry. Maybe you can call Stevo and tell him to explain it. But yeah, so the mental health is just so much better. My stress level is down. I have more time to relax. I also try to focus more on the gym, but I've been slacking recently. That's something completely different, though. I have to talk about that later. And just focusing on the gaming, editing, and also cutting down hours to gaming, which is really fun. So yeah. Did I talk too much? That's been 40 minutes. Sheesh. I think I talked too much. I'm starting to lose my voice. But yeah, what else could I talk about? I mean, I think I covered most of my real life situation, leaving the job, starting a new job. Yeah, so I'm actually 11 months deep in this current job, and already got a raise, chilling. I got more vacation time. I got 2 weeks extra vacation plus 10 days sick days per year. Plus I get bonuses. It's just like, man, it's just so much better. It's crazy. So yeah, I'm in a very good spot. I'm grateful for where I'm at today. Looking back at like all the times I've suffered, it's just nice to see that I'm in a good spot, and yeah, I hope it stays that way for the time to come. And I hope that in a year I don't have another ramble where I'm depressed. So I guess on that note, we can just finish off with yeah, you guys can add in the comments what your goals are in game as well, and maybe talk a little bit about some stuff. And who knows, maybe in a year you can revisit the video and look at the comments of what you wrote. And I would also encourage anyone who maybe is more shy or that doesn't talk much in game, doesn't have a clan or anything, to firstly join a clan, but also make rambles. They're really great. I actually recently rewatched my older ramble. I'm just going to make a note here, 4130 conclusion. It's probably going to be like a 20-minute conclusion, bro. I know myself. I'm going to keep rambling. God damn it. Sorry, I'm talking to myself there. But like I rewatched my old rambles from back in the day, and that was when I was still in school, and it's just so crazy to see my mentality back then. And I remember like there was one ramble where I was working on maxing and I was smithing at the Priv, and I remember saying like, yeah, I'm graduating school soon, you know, I'm curious what job I'll get, what I'll do, what my career is gonna look like, you know, it's crazy to finish school, like I can't believe it, you know. And it's just like, now I'm listening to that and I'm like, damn, dude, I was so innocent, I was so young. And it's cool to see, if you watch like the rambles in order, you can see my progression through life as well. And I feel like when I'm much older, because obviously I won't be playing this game forever, like I see myself playing this game for another 4 years until I completely quit. And that sucks to hear, by the way. I know like it's also hard to think about that, but I just don't see myself surviving here long term. Actually, I should also talk about content creation full time, because someone asked me about that. But yeah, I don't see myself playing until beyond 4 years, and that's because I'll be 30 by then, and I feel like I should maybe... I might still be playing, to be fair, but I feel like I need to start slashing my hours and playing less and less as time goes on, and that's actually my intention. So during school, back and that was during COVID too, I was playing like crazy. It was disgusting. Like I was probably averaging 15-hour days. I think 15-hour days would be accurate. And the reason for that is because I would wake up in the morning, open my computer, and I would study. But while studying, I would be AFKing something on the side, on my Iron, because I may as well. And I would go to classes virtually, I would be AFKing something. I would study, do homework, AFKing something. Watch a movie, AFK something. Drink beer, AFK something. Like, you know, I was always just playing the game. And it was not very healthy, for sure. Like, there's no debating that. And then when I started working, I cut down my hours. And I actually checked, if you have old screenshots of yourself where you have your character tab open and it shows your hours, you can estimate how much hours you average per day. So I did that from the start of the YouTube series, which was in December of 2022. And I've been averaging 8 hours a day since then. Now, that might seem like a lot, which it is a lot. Like I'm not gonna debate that it's not a lot of time. Like it's a disgusting amount of time. If you do 8 times 7, that's what, 56 hours a week. Now you need to remember though that when I work from home, I'm logged in. I'm not necessarily like gaming. I'm just kind of AFKing stuff. And on weekends, I usually average above 8 hours easily. Like I can, even if I do gym and other stuff and meal prep and so on, I can still easily average 8 hours. And I like to cut that down maybe to like 6 and eventually down to like 4. And if that happens, my YouTube videos are definitely going to be less consistent. I'll probably have to start skipping weeks, which would suck, but it is what it is. Or the alternative that what I can do is I could upload whatever content I do in the week, regardless of if it's a lot or not a lot. So you might have videos that are like 4 minutes long. Or another alternative is I can kind of combine my GUI series, which is the Gaming Under Influence. And, you know, every episode add like one raid or like, you know, I'm drunk or something with friends and it'll kind of deviate away from clogging. But to be honest, clogging is definitely not sustainable. Like the grinds that I'm working on now are disgustingly difficult. Like for example, my 2K ToA cape, like I'm dumping like 300 hours for 2 collection log slots. Like that's nothing. Like that's like what clips can I get from that? You know, of course I get my purples and so on, but it's not really that entertaining to watch me do ToA for like 10 weeks straight. But that's what it is. That's what collection log is when you get to late game. So yeah, sorry, I was sipping water. So one thing too that someone else mentioned, which was going full time. I don't actually make that much money off YouTube, by the way. Like I don't mind sharing it because I don't really care. But today I'm averaging around 3,000 Canadian dollars a year. If you convert that to USD, that's like 2,200. That's nothing. Like my job makes way more than that, and so I don't see myself ever going full time. Also, like I feel like when people go full time in video games, like for example in RuneScape, it's like a double-edged sword. Because on one hand, you're playing a game you love as a pastime, but you're also playing it as a job now. So the mentality completely shifts. And one thing that I really try hard on is to separate my work and my gaming as much as possible, which is why you don't see me talking about work often, except in like the Rambles once a year. And that's why when I'm at work, I don't talk about the fucking game. Like some people think that I'm walking around the office saying, Pog, clogging, no way, holy shit, such a spoon. Like, I don't do that. Like, I'm normal. It's just when I'm online and I'm recording, and I click a recorder, I just lose my entire filter and I don't give a shit about anything. I just say whatever comes into my mind, which is really fun. And I guess that's what makes the videos more entertaining as well, maybe. Who knows? Maybe there's other reasons. Maybe it's deeptism. I don't know. But, yeah, so full-time's never going to happen. This is for sure. Sorry about that if anyone's disappointed. If you want to go full-time, by all means, go for it. I just think for myself, it's just not worth it. And I don't think it ever will be. I could talk about streaming. Damn, dude. I love how I wrote in my notes as my timestamps 41 minute 30 conclusion, but I'm like still going like, God, I'm going to have to redo this, dude. God damn. I hate doing timestamps, bro. I'm so everywhere. I'm never organized in this. Even though I prepare, I'm not organized. But yeah, I started streaming also this year. And I was streaming pretty consistently for like 2 months. And then I burnt. Like, cold turkey burnt from streaming. And I don't know why. Like, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. Streaming is really fun. It's fun talking to people. It's fun interacting, having discussions. And it also makes the gaming more enjoyable because I'm actually trying to focus. And I'm trying to be efficient. However, it's exhausting. Oh, Slowblow just got a Magnus ring. It's exhausting. Like, I feel really tired at the end of the stream. And it was very difficult to go to work, drive home, and then go live. Like, I was exhausted when I was doing that. And it wasn't that it didn't feel fun. It just felt exhausting. And I decided to cut down on streaming. I still stream, by the way. I just stream for like dopamine openings. Like if I'm opening clue scrolls or keys or something. I would like to stream more often. Whenever I'm bored, just click live and streams whatever I'm doing in game. Even if it's something that's not fun, it could still be cool to stream it. So maybe I'll start doing that more often. But honestly, I doubt it. I really just doubt it. Like I'm probably just lying right now. I don't think I'll stream more often. So sorry about that. But yes, I think I should just end it here. Honestly, I don't see what else to talk about. Yeah, it was a pretty overall good ramble. DT2, Ironman. We talked about some ToA, Clan, YouTube, GIM series, Europe trip, in real life, conclusion, the not conclusion, and yes. So I mean, on that note, if you enjoyed, leave a like or don't. It doesn't really matter. These rambles are honestly for me. And yes, please, if you play the game and you enjoy it, make rambles. Just do it. Just make rambles. And PM me the rambles on Discord after, because I'd be interested to listen to them when I'm skilling, because it is really fun to see everyone else's mentality. And who knows, maybe in like I don't know if I already said this, but I think I said it in the Sebe cast, but it's fun having everything you've done documented, because in several years you can rewatch it and just remember the times you've had in this game, or the mentality you had, or what you were doing in real life, what your thoughts are, and so on. And it's a good way to just like document that somehow, and an easier way through Ramble. So yeah, on that note, if you enjoyed, hell yeah, leave a like. If you didn't, it is what it is, don't worry about it. And yeah, I hope you had fun. On that note, peace out.